The war is copper versus PEX. You got to choose your side and tell us why down in the comments. Copper versus PEX. I'm firmly over on Team PEX. And not for the obvious reasons, like it's super easy to install, a monkey could do it. Today's video is an example of a copper pipe failure. They were both emergency calls. The handyman rushed right over and fixed it real quick. So this water leak is located in their utility room in their basement. It's kind of a unique basement. It's got a structural wood floor raised up off the dirt in a tiny little crawl space. Right there you can see the leak. It's just a random leak underneath that hanger. One would think the hanger caused the leak, but it didn't. There's a lovely saddle valve that everybody loves to see. Some mold on the floor. I could tell right when I got there that the water heater was leaning, and whoever replaced the water heater never really installed the flue correctly. Wasn't screwed down or anything. Everybody loves to see the gas flex line, water flex line, shark bites. So I'm just going to squat down here, get behind it, use my superpower handyman strength to lift that 40-gallon water heater straight up and down and shove some wood underneath it. Did he get it? Is he grunting? Can't hear. Looks pretty straight. So here I'm just cutting out the section of copper pipe that has the holes in it. I did notice a tarnished area, like a blue tarnish area. You can see it right there next to my right hand. So I'm going to cut that whole section out. This is just a regular little Husky pipe cutter off the shelf at Home Depot. I'm just getting the other side cut. Come on, handyman, kick it into overdrive. There he is. There he goes. Now, using another controversial product, shark bite. Two 3/4-inch shark bites. Yes, this job was expensive. That's probably the only downfall to shark bites is their price. Someone's going to tell me all about it in the comments. Please tell us. I'm just measuring it up. Got another pair of Husky tools. I think that's a Husky. I'll have to check here. That tool there is a little deburring tool so that you do not cut or nick the O-ring inside of the shark bite. It's also a little measuring tool to make sure your depth's correct. Well, there we got a whole bunch of copper and brass with water flowing through it, contacting a dissimilar metal. Today's video is sponsored by FilterBuy. FilterBuy is based in the United States and it's 100% made in the United States. These two are an example of a 20 by 20 with a MERV 13 rating. The video clip I'm going to show you right now is what happens when you do not keep up with your furnace filter changes, your HVAC filter changes, or you're using cheap low-grade filters. Now they have over 600 sizes available. If you got one that isn't that size, they can custom make you a filter for your system. Now with that auto ship subscription, you'll get a 5% discount on your orders. You can get up to 3 months of use with these FilterBuy filters. There'll be a link in the description box right at the top. I'll also pin it in the comments, so it's at the top of the comments. It'll be easy to find. Click there, it takes you to the website. You can get it set up on a subscription service, so you get these delivered to your house every month to 3 months. Now back to the video. PEX versus copper. Here I am just getting the other water pipe back up in its hanger and got some clearance so that they don't have a future water leak with their copper pipes. I'm just showing you there's a gap. All right, time to turn the water on and go down the deep dark crawl space. So this has I guess a partial basement and a partial crawl space, but the actual basement part
sprinklers
has another crawl space underneath the structural wood floor. There's where the water comes in. There's one water shutoff that I think was abandoned, and there is the water shutoff to the house. You can actually hear all the water rushing through the pipes. Back checking for leaks, water heater kicked on. One thing I forgot to show in this video is that, well, there's one screw you can get a quick glimpse of, is that when I straightened up the water heater, it kind of realigned the flue, and I did put 2 self-tapping screws into that flue so it didn't come off. Another shot of the shark bites that everybody loves seeing on YouTube. This is a job from the past, from the very same problem. It's when the insides of the copper pipe start disintegrating because an impurity somehow got into it. These houses are about 30 years old. Both of them were made in the mid-90s, and there it is. There's a stream of water coming straight down out of the pipe. I have already turned the water off. When the water pressure was fully on, that little stream there was a little bit more than a little stream. You're also going to be able to see different areas in this section of copper pipe that I cut out. There it is right there. That's another one that hasn't started leaking yet, but will start leaking very shortly. I think I did a quick temporary repair on this. We'll find out here in a second. There it is. Yes, this is a saddle clamp repair. It worked great. Was able to power the water up, get them till the next morning when I had a plumber come in and actually replace it with copper. There's the insides. That's what it looks like. That's what the inside of your copper pipes look like. Yummy. Can't really tell much on the outside once it's wiped off, but those things are hard as a rock. When you have water flowing through a pipe, a copper pipe, and it touches a dissimilar metal, that means it's not copper or brass, it'll eat a hole through it. So there's a section of pipe that was cut out and replaced with another section of copper pipe. Gonna get a shot of the pro grade install there. I thought I'd quickly go over the simple tools I use to work with this PEX. Number one would be how to cut it. Is this a Husky? What is this thing? It doesn't even have a name on it. It says BCT002. Been around for a while, and it's just a little ratcheting knife. Cuts through it like butter. This here is a little deburring tool. If you look down in there, right here, there's little blades that screw on, and you just cut the ridge off. It's just removing the sharp edge there so that when you put your shark bite in, it doesn't hurt your O-ring. Don't lose your O-ring. If you've done this enough, the shark bite PEX combination, you're like,
is it all the way on? Can I push it all the way in?
All you can do, pop this down on there, draw a little line around your PEX pipe so you know when you're all the way in. Actually, I got to deburr this here. He puts a little bevel on there. Seats down nice and easy. Now these are removable. You can get a little tool like this guy, pop it on there. There it is, slides right out. Oop. So this little thing popped out. These shark bites can be used on a lot of different pipe, and this is an insert that goes in so that it doesn't crush down or shrink on you. That O-ring I'm talking about, can you see it? Is the camera going to focus on it? I'll hold it still. Hopefully you can see that O-ring in there. That's what this little edge here can nick and cut if it's installed improperly. This one is an old one that's been bouncing around my tool bag, and it's looking good in there. Those little metal fingers you see sticking out there, they bite into the side of CPVC, PEX, copper, and probably some other stuff. This is the simple, easy to use tool to cut copper pipes. Goes all the way up to 1 1/8 outside diameter for this little Husky water pipe cutter. Make sure you get yourself a caulk gun t-shirt, caulk gun hat, or if you're a little chilly, caulk gun sweatshirt. Those links will be down in the description, as well as a link to today's video sponsor, Filter Buy. Go get set up on a subscription service so you're never without a good filter. If you got questions about copper pipes, put those down in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.